Thanks for watching 9 News at 5, everyone. I'm Phil Lipoff. 2 runaway wins on primary night for 2 very different kinds of Democrats here in Colorado. Our Kyle Clark just spoke with Phil Weiser and Melat Kiros.
Yep, Weiser being the Democratic nominee for governor, who will be the overwhelming favorite to win in November, and Kiros, who replaces 15-term Congresswoman Diana DeGette, representing Denver in Congress. Different races, different groups of voters, and 2 Democrats with very different views about Israel, an issue at the center of that congressional primary. Kiros has received criticism from across the country for comments that she made in a recent 9 News interview where she declined to call the firebombing of Jews in Boulder an act of anti-Semitism. Kiros said she didn't know what was in the heart of the attacker. Some have called those comments anti-Semitic. Phil Weiser speaks frequently about how his family survived the Holocaust, and he regularly condemns rising anti-Semitism. I asked these 2 leaders of the Colorado Democratic Party if they plan to talk about this one-on-one.
What happened on June 1st in Boulder was an anti-Semitic attack. I knew Karen Diamond. She was a supporter and a friend. I know Lou Diamond, who's now a widow. We cannot look at that murder and say anything else happened than a hate crime. And so if someone isn't going to acknowledge that, I'm concerned about that. Jewish lives matter. Karen Diamond's life mattered. You don't put a comma, an and or a but, period. That's the message, and I haven't sat down with her, but when we have a conversation and if this June 1st attack comes up, that's my view.
I just spoke with Attorney General Phil Weiser, who won the Democratic primary for governor last night. He has some real concerns about things that you have said about Israel, and in particular about the firebombing of Jewish people in Boulder. And he told me that he would like to sit down and have a conversation with you so that you can hear where he's coming from and he can hear where you're coming from. Are you open to that?
Absolutely. You know, at the end of the day, what happened in Boulder was a horrific attack on a group of Jewish people that were peacefully protesting. And we are seeing that the actions of Israel are putting Jewish people at grave danger, and the hate and the anti-Semitism that's rising as a result of it is one that I have every intention of prioritizing and combating. And I really look forward to sitting down with Phil Weiser to figure out how we can work together to combat that hate.
So a willingness to talk, but no personal relationship of trust, Phil, in which to kind of begin that conversation between 2 people who are now going to be leading Democrats in Colorado for the foreseeable future.
And it's not just an issue between these 2, it's an issue across the whole country right now. Got to ask you about the race that's still undecided.
Yep, this is the Republican gubernatorial primary, and here's the deal. It is too close to call. Like, for real, too close to call. Hopefully people know I'm not just going to say that to hedge until the boss gives us the okay, because I just come out and tell you what it's going to do. But the race between Barb Kirkmeyer and Victor Marks truly is neck and neck, separated by less than 1,000 votes. It is likely headed for an automatic recount. There's a 3rd candidate in the GOP primary, Scott Bottoms, who is pulling up the rear.
So you said as we went into this night that this was going to be the most interesting and consequential primary in, what, a decade or something? It live up to it?
Oh, absolutely it did, right? I mean, Phil Weiser's win over Michael Bennet was absolutely enormous. It was not close. It was a referendum win from Democratic voters. And the GOP primary, in which Victor Marks claimed to be this enormous frontrunner, now neck and neck with Barb Kirkmeyer, who could barely raise any money, there's big implications there. If nothing else, if Victor Marks doesn't win this race, Coloradans may never get to find out how many people he's killed. That's still an outstanding question that we've been asking him. And if he becomes a private citizen a week from now, I can't knock on his door and ask him how many people he's killed. That's rude.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would.
No,
wouldn't do it.
That question and answer had a lot of legs.
A lot of people around the country saw that.
Saw that on every comedy show.
Yep, so we wait and see on that race.
All right, Kyle, thank you.